Shabbat Shalom. This week we read from the Torah, Parashat Emor. And in this portion, among the many rules that are described are all of the regulations for all of our holy days. Shabbat, the high holy days, and the festivals. And one of them is Yom Kippur, of course, our highest holy day, other than every Shabbat, every week. And the Torah says, you shall afflict yourselves, you shall afflict your souls. But the Torah gives no specifics. It doesn't say to fast, to not eat, not drink, not to have sexual relations, not all of the things that the rabbis outlined, consisting of afflicting one's soul. Rabbi Mark Katz writes in the Musar Torah commentary that the rabbis could have come up with all sorts of very harsh things that Israelites might have been required to do to themselves, self-flagellation, cutting themselves. These were common in the ancient Near East. All sorts of awful things that they could have required. Afflict yourselves. And the rabbis limited the affliction to 5 prohibitions: no food, no water, no sexual relations, no wearing of leather shoes, and no wearing of anointment, like perfumes and colognes. So Rabbi Katz argues that the ancient rabbis were moderate in the extent to which they required that we afflict ourselves. And in fact, when traditional Jews come to celebrate 2 days of every other holiday, an extra day of every other holiday, the rabbi said, not Yom Kippur. Because of the fasting, it must be limited to 1 day. Rabbi Katz calls that Shvil HaZahav, which is what our Musar masters call it, the golden path. The golden path between extremes. We shouldn't ignore the regulation to afflict ourselves, nor should we overdo it. And that goes for celebrating as well. We shouldn't over-celebrate a happy occasion, but we shouldn't fail to celebrate. It occurs to me that this lesson about it, the golden mean, applies to our current situation in the pandemic as well. We're all required to do everything that we can to take care to protect our lives and the lives of people around us. At the same time, none of us is required to overly afflict ourselves in the process. We can get outside, almost any of us, in our areas where we can go and take a walk where we're 6 feet apart at least from anybody else, and especially if you wear a mask. We can call people on the phone. We can, most of us, have the capability to have video chats, video conferences. All of us need to do things during this time while we are protecting ourselves, not to socially isolate, even as physically we have to socially distance. May that be our golden path at this difficult time. I'm going to read from Parashat Emor, Leviticus chapter 23, verses 26 through 32. Baruch hu et Adonai havorach, Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch Adonai havorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe, and Adonai said to Moses, Lemor, Ach ba'asor lachodesh hashvi'i hazeh yom ha'kippurim hu. The mark that the 10th day of the 7th month shall be Yom Kippur, Mikra Kodesh, a holy convocation, Yeh lachem, you shall have. V'initem et nafshotechem, and you must afflict yourselves, your souls. V'yikrabtem ishel Adonai, and bring a burnt offering to Adonai. V'chol melacha lo ta'asu, and you must not engage in any servile labor. Be'etzem hayom hazeh, throughout this day. Ki Yom Kippurim hu, for it is Yom Kippur. L'chaper aleichem lifnei Adonai Elohechem, to gain repentance for you before Adonai your God. Ki chol hanefesh asher lo ta'anev etzem hayom hazeh v'nichrata me'ameha. And every person who fails to afflict themselves during this whole day shall be cut off from their people. V'chol hanefesh asher ta'aseh chol malacha etzem hayom hazeh v'ha'avarti et hanefesh hahi mekerev ameha. And anybody who engages in work on this solemn day of Yom Kippur, I will cause them to perish from among their people. Kol malacha lo ta'asu, you must not do any work. Chukat olam l'dorotechem, this is an everlasting law in all generations. V'chol moshvotechem, wherever you may live. Shabbat Shabbaton hu lachem, this is a holy Sabbath for you, the Sabbath of Sabbaths. V'nitem et nafshotechem, and you must afflict yourselves. V'tish'ah lachodesh, on the 10th day of the month. Ba'erev me'erev, from one evening to the next. Ad erev tishbatu shabtotechem, you shall engage in a day of solemn rest. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet chai olam v'tav b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Shabbat shalom.